Hi everyone.
Hey y'all.
It's been a really long time.
I've been out gallivanting. Sorry y'all, but I'm back.
And so we decided we're gonna kick off a new season, right? I guess this is season 2.
Season 2.
And one thing we did not get to talk about, and we had some few requests, were we never got to talk about the Skyland series. And obviously in May the new book came out. Can't get enough. The final book in the series, sadly. But we wanted to talk about the Skyland series. And we're going to start with Before I Let Go, because we did have a request to talk about all 3 books. And so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've read
Before I Let Go.
Before I Let Go, yeah. So when I read it, I think I read it once, like flew through it in like a day or two. No, like probably like literally, I think I started one night and then literally read the entire next day, like stayed up till like 3 a.m. because I literally could not put it down.
And then we were talking about it as we were reading it.
Yeah, we were actually reading it together.
Like the holiday season.
Yeah.
Whenever we read it. And oh my goodness. Josiah and Yasmen. I love those 2. Let's go. Okay, I guess we can start from the beginning, right? Because they're going through some hard stuff when we meet them. I mean, the book does start with, like, the prologue, which was, like, when he first fell in love with her, right?
Like, but then also, like, just the conversation they were having, like, him... Is it their proposal as well?
I think... Is it in one of the flashbacks or is it at the beginning? I don't know if it's in one of the flashbacks. But it's been a minute, but... Yeah, the proposal was just like so simple,
so cute. Yeah.
That I think she was like writing down ideas for the restaurant, and he just looked at her and just like proposed.
Yeah,
and he was finishing off his MBA.
Yeah.
Okay. But did you first ask her to move in because the leases were up or something?
I think it was something like that. Just
and
like
then it moved into. Anyway, when we find synopsis, I guess when we find these 2, they've experienced a loss of a child, and also a loss of like a family member who's like a mother figure. It's Josiah's aunt, and she's also just like a mother figure to Yasmen as well. But they went through those losses and they were dealing with grief in different ways, both of them. But we find them 2 years post-divorce. Was it 2 years? I think.
Somewhere
around there.
You probably remember the details way
2
more
years
than I do.
post-divorce, and they're co-parenting and navigating all of that, but we also find out Josiah is starting to see other people because he's trying to get over Yasmen, and Yasmen is also coming out of, like, depression, pretty much.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
like
she's coming
hardcore, like
depression, and it took her a while to find the right therapist, but she's also, like, formed friendships with these people who've also helped her throughout the experience, and those are the ones the books are about. So, like, the three friends, Yasmen, Soledad, and Hendrix.
Yes. What you just asked me?
What are the juicy parts? Like, where do we start?
Oh, where do we start? Okay, I guess because you just mentioned therapy, like, Before I Let Go, I started therapy in August of 2020, like many millennials, like started therapy in the middle of COVID. But started therapy in 2020. And this was like the first book where I actually saw a Black woman in therapy. And to be like seen in that way, and I'm like, to see yourself like on page in that way, it's just like something that you don't like, it doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen like super common. I think we're like getting more of it now.
But for me, on the other half, it was like the first time in a book I saw like a Black man like first wrestle with not needing or wanting like therapy, because we've seen that along like in our lives personally.
Yeah.
But then again, like, even though like the way Josiah gets into therapy in the book is because of the love of his son and wanting to like help him through what he's going through, but the fact that he finds that therapy is helping him, and we go to the root of the problem of why like grieving like was hard for him, and why he was like, fix it, like I just want to fix it, and why he didn't like really respond to the way Yasmen was grieving, and also like stemming back to his childhood. And I like that aspect of it because like therapy was such a big, it was a central theme in the book for helping like Yasmin first because I was trying to improve, but also like, you know, in the book where she's like, oh, he's talking to his therapist about it, and she's like, training wheels off, and she's just like floored and excited at the same time that he's going to therapy, but also like it did sting her a little bit because like he wouldn't go to therapy for me, but like he went for the son, and it works out in the end. But I like the fact like it was the first time for me to see like black people in a book,
a black family,
like all of them going to therapy.
Now the dad, the child, his theme.
And Deja eventually, because we find out like everybody, Deja was like, I'm the only one left out. But other than that, okay, so we told you that they're divorced, right?
Yeah.
And they're co-parenting.
Beautifully, like this magical, like
yeah, and that's started.
What? Like co-parenting, like they have like their whole like parenting plan worked out. Like he knows when he's getting the kids. She's able to call him like, actually, hey, this came up. Can you get the kids? And it is like seamless and perfect. But also, I think that it's because they really, not only do they still love each other and like, hey, I love and respect you as like the mother or father of my children, but also like, you're my friend and I actually care about you as a person still. And I think that was something that I found really beautiful. They were still able to like maintain that.
And I also like the fact that, you know, they ran a business together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But,
Is it Grits?
Grits, yeah. They ran a business together, but also the fact that Josiah didn't think like it was any different, like she was doing the most important job because she was like, I'm sorry I haven't been around, and it was like, you were doing the most important job
raising our
children.
Yes.
Like I've got all the chaos of the business, like you have our kids, which is the most important thing. But I like that even when because Yasmin and her daughter are not seeing eye to eye, and we find out later in the book why her daughter has such like anger and maybe resentment towards the mother.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact like even when they're not together, Josiah is very much like defends Yasmin to his daughter when she's out of line talking crazy about her mother, and so it was just like, excuse you, that's your mother, like put some respect on her name kind of situation. Mm-hmm. So I like the little theme about that, and then we're gonna get to much.
They also like they present it as a united front, even if they didn't agree on something. They're like, like still handle things, but also like he's still 10 toes down for her, like even to his daughter. Like, what you not gonna do is talk about my friend and like the person who I love. Like he doesn't say all that, but like it definitely comes through in like his conversation with Deja. Like, look, girl, you better watch yourself. Like, not only is it your mother, but like,
don't talk bad about my wife. I know in his head he kept saying my wife, and he was like, she's not your wife. But that was
his therapist had to keep telling him like over and over.
She's like, my wife, she's not your wife. And even in his head he'll be like, she's not your wife. Mm-hmm. But like I'm rewinding it back to when we first meet them. I think, is it her birthday? No, it's Soledad's birthday. They go out to Soledad's birthday, and we're seeing like there is a lot of chemistry between these two, right? Yeah. Because even when he's helping her like zip up her dress. And
that was a sexy scene, like very like intimate, but like
so we're just like, what's going on with these two? Because clearly there's something here, but we're not together. And later that evening, when she comes back from like hanging out with her friends, these newfound friends she's found, she comes to the house and lands on a little bomb like she wasn't aware, because they have a new chef at Grits who took over after Josiah's mom. I mean, she was like a mom to him. Aunt passed away, right?
Yeah.
And so Vashti, she was like, I don't know why Vashti and I haven't connected or become friends. And she was just like, I wonder why. Like, we just haven't clicked. Like, it's not like they don't get along. Like, just have a professional relationship. Yeah. But then she finds out because she comes home and Vashti is at her house playing
on the couch, playing with her kids.
Playing with her kids and has her hand on Josiah's like thigh, like very comfortable. And she's like, bam. And she walks in and she's like, what is this woman doing in my house? And
you over here coasting all over my family. Like, what is happening?
So she walks in and obviously Deja has like, mom kills all the joy, whatever. Josiah checks her and then Vashti goes to wait in the car. And Yasmin is like, you brought that woman into my house?
Right.
And he was like, I thought we were going to talk about, and then she finds out, that's when she finds out that he started seeing someone and she feels a certain type of way about it.
Yeah.
And also I feel like Josiah was a little bit rubbing it in because homeboy is
Sir,
clear.
but that is like the ultimate disrespect. I think that had Yasmin done the same thing and like not told him like, hey, I'm actually dating, I'm planning to bring this person around our children, it would have been like a completely different story. I just feel like men, like whenever the shoe was on the opposite foot and they're like from the outside looking in at this cute little new couple,
And he
they
was
cannot
hurt.
handle it.
And I feel like he was low-key like also hurt from how they broke up.
Oh,
because
definitely.
There's no way,
Definitely.
like, thinking like it was okay. And also, like, Vashti should have known from the beginning, like, there isn't anything that's mine here. Because even then, when she went to go wait in the car, she had the lights on. She saw something because Yasmin walked him to the door, right? Because they were still like talking about it, and she was just staring at them in the car with the lights on.
Because she was like, oh my gosh, like trying to see if she's gonna catch them doing something. Because like I guess because like there is this, like they had this chemistry between them, and everybody else sees it. Everybody else sees it, but they're like, no, we're just friends. Like we just like
Co-parenting
really well. No, y'all are still most definitely in love with each other.
But so this makes us right, like maybe I need to jump back into the dating scene and all of that jazz. And there's this white man. He's running for, is it state Congress or like Congress? I don't know.
Congress or Senate, something. I don't know.
But
Some type of like high official type of like.
because her friends, and before we jump to that, her friends clock it because they're at that like festival. She has the food trucks, and Vashti's all over them, like wanting like Deja come get whatever at the restaurant, and everybody's like,
Deja is all like, oh my gosh, Vashti, and then Kasim is like, oh my gosh, her ribs are so good, like she makes the best ribs. Like, look, boy, like y'all, who are you in alliance with?
like your mama, like I used to, and the friends are like watching it. It's like, you're okay with that? It's like, that's your ex,
Right?
and you're okay with that? And they're like, we're just friends, and everybody's looking at her like, you're lying to yourself. Like he's just not your friend, whatever. Like there's something between you two. But then what happens when Vashti? I think also Yasmin hosts all these community things in Skyland. Like she hosts them, and then I think what happens is he brings Vashti to the movie on the lawn thing. Remember?
Yeah.
And then movie on the lawn thing.
The white guy is there.
And then the white guy. Yeah, I don't remember. So the white guy pulls her aside, and the whole time
she's staring at them.
Josiah is like looking, like what's going on there, and I'm just like, you have a date.
But they're both like with their dates, and then like eyeing each other, like, oh, what's going on?
What's going on over there? And I think is it Vashti complimented Soledad's like salad, and then Soledad was like, thank you, sir, talking about her food, and then she looked at Yasmin like, I'm talking to the enemy, and the thing is that she didn't really have beef with Vashti. It's just that Vashti wanted her husband, and it just wasn't gonna work out.
No.
And then where's the story? I mean, we can jump to where the story takes a turn. Their son is going through some things at school, and they're called in by their. I mean, he's super intelligent. Kasim is super intelligent, and they call him and saying like they want him to skip a grade, but they also want him to be emotionally and just like mature to be able to go to the next grade. But then they're writing at the school.
Like
they're writing the little journals, and he's writing some pretty like not scary things, just like his fears, like he's losing his family. So mom and dad are called in saying like maybe a therapist would be great, and Yasmin is all for it. And at first I think Josiah was a little bit like hesitant, and he's like, fine, we'll talk. If it's for our son, we'll talk to him. And so when they call Kasim to talk to him about this, I like how the siblings are like have each other's back, because last time their parents called them in like this, I think they announced that they were getting divorced, because when they say they want to talk to him and dad comes over to the house, Deja is like, if you have something to say to him, like, he wants me here. And they're like, it's about school. She's like, oh, okay, you're on your own now. But when he's like, am I in trouble? And they talk to him like, his fear is losing his whole family because so many people have died in like a short period of time in their family. And he's like, well, I think in his head, like, because of how dad reacted to mom doing therapy and what his mom was going through, he had like a little bit of a negative connotation with therapy. And so he was like, well, Dad doesn't think therapy is all that. And then that's when Josiah is like, I'll do it if you do it. And so now Josiah has to find a therapist.
But Homeboy is like, he finds a therapist. He finds like,
I think Yasmin said like, I can ask my therapist for recommendations.
Which is very, very classic. Like, oh, you need a therapist? Let me ask my therapist if she knows anybody. But he starts going to therapy and he literally is just sitting there.
He didn't think he was going to get anything out of it because it was just like, I'm here because I made a promise to my son.
But to literally like pay, I'm sorry, you're paying all this money to go sit on a couch and not say a thing.
That man drives a Range Rover.
This is true. This is true.
And they live in a very nice neighborhood. I mean, things were rough for a while there, but they're comfortable.
Yeah, they are. But still, you're still paying money, however many coins you're paying and however many you're making. You're still going and sitting on a couch. And he did this for several sessions.
Yeah, it continued because now he was like, Dr. Was it Musa?
Yes, girl, how do you remember these names?
I feel like I remember everything I read, especially if Kennedy Red is writing it, it's like downloading a minute to memory. So like he sits whatever because I don't think he was like, I'm here because of my son, and it was like, okay,
literally tells him like, I'm just
humor me, but he starts like,
and the moment they get to anything even like remotely like deep or like into like what's actually going on, he shuts down.
But also I like that they picked up that it stemmed like how he dealt with like the grief of losing their child was also like stemming back from his childhood, like losing his parents and how like he never really grieved that or like came to terms with that. And then we lose Aunt Bird. Who did Aunt Bird pass away first and then they lost
and then they lost Henry.
And then they lost Henry and all of that stuff. And then not knowing, like, his version. And that's where communication would have been great because Yasmin was in a dark place, right? And his thing was, like, fix it, make everything fine.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's disconnect. And also, like, Yasmin at the point, like, obviously she was grieving. She just, like, wanted, like, oh, if I have another baby, I'm going to be fine. Even though the doctor has told you, like, this is dangerous. You cannot, like... If you get pregnant again, like it's dangerous with what happened with the placenta abruption when she lost Henry, but also like him being in therapy and they start unpacking from like childhood, bringing it forward, but also the fact that Dr. Musa Clark's like, dude, you still like your wife, but you don't want to like open up to the possibility of reconciliation because you're scared to get hurt again because like when she asked for the divorce, it destroyed you, and you're like, I can't trust her with my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're still very much in love with her.
You're very much in love with her. And
you still refer to her as your wife.
And you're leading this woman on because Vashti was caught in the middle of, I mean, but you also knew the risks. Like,
you knew, because like you could see their proximity. Like
you're working for a couple, I mean, an ex-couple, but they run a business together. Like, and then you're the head chef at their restaurant, and they're expanding together.
Yeah.
I knew from that time, what's his face said that they needed to go to Charlotte, something was going to go down. But before it gets to that, Thanksgiving. First Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Even mom clocked it.
Literally everybody else can see it, but these two.
So, and also she invites Vashti to Thanksgiving, right? Because Vashti and Josiah are dating. Oh, we skipped one part. When she finds out, like, Vashti spent the night when she spirals and goes on a date with Homeboy. So so Kasim left his controller for his science project at his dad's house. Kasim calls mom desperate.
Spiraling.
Like, I need this. And then Josiah's not picking up his phone. It's just like, I have a key.
Let me just pop over there.
So she goes in there, lets herself in, rifling through...
That's why you don't show up unannounced. That's why you don't show up.
She tried. But also Vashti nailed it. Because Vashti, you heard someone in the house. You show up in the door frame wearing nothing but
button-down shirt.
Josiah's
just like imagine like she's all like,
and
just had sex.
And then when Yasmin goes to leave, you stand in the doorway saying like, trying to talk about this is gonna happen.
This is casual.
Like. She knew what she was doing. I was just like, Vashti gonna go. I think I texted you. I was like, we need to.
Like, get her out of here.
I was
Why
like,
she's still in
get
the picture?
Vashti. Why is she still here? Why is she still a conversation? But I knew that Josiah, like, this thing with Vashti wasn't gonna last because he was so torn up. It was like, oh my god, when he got the voicemails.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you went to the house when she called him back and she was pretending.
Like,
yeah. And he was like, oh, I brought Vashti and she's rambling. And he's like, oh my god, she knows.
Yeah.
She knows.
I mean, but also I think that was like their first time having sex. And so like I think this is like when Yasmin like really comes to the awakening, like, oh my gosh, he's going for real for real.
But also he used it as a way, like it's the way I took it when I read it, like he was trying to like get over Yasmin and he was like, this final step would be like that chapter is closed because I'm with someone else. But then he said he felt like something broke. I think the words in the book were like something broke inside for him after with Vashti, and I was just like,
because that is not your person.
Because that is not your person.
Man.
So when Vashti, and then we circle back, Vashti's invited. She goes on a date with white man, first of all. And it's crazy when she goes on a date with the white man.
We need to find out
his name. He's not the white man. He has a name. When she goes on a date with him, the whole family is congregated. First of all, he shows up
the
early.
Kids. Josiah's there. Who knows why Josiah was there?
And he answered the door. Josiah answered the door, right?
All extra, like, almost like my daughter's going out on her first date. Like, it's the door, like, what you want? Like, why you showing up at my house?
And
like,
Yasmin also, like, it's so amazing because she hands him the flowers and says, put these in the water. And he's like, I'm going in the trash in his head. It's like, he's like, who do you think I am?
I'm sorry, but this thing was absolutely hilarious.
Because, and it seems like, why are you taking our mom? Like,
right?
Everybody's there. This guy's just intimidated at the front door. The whole family, like,
what is going on?
And they go to dinner, and Josiah was supposed to leave because, like, I think the neighbors had come. They could, like, check to see if the kids were okay.
Yeah.
But he stayed longer, and he witnesses the exchange when they come back.
They're like hanging out on the front porch,
and they kiss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he loves his wife because, like, it's 10, and he was like bunching up his fists, and he was like, he's touching my wife, and then he's like, she's not your wife, and he leaves. But anyway,
but all of this is happening, and he's already slept with Vashti. Like,
sir, I don't know. And then we get to Thanksgiving, right?
Oh my gosh! But also, like, Thanksgiving is like a huge deal because it is not just. Yasmin cannot cook.
No.
But
she's learning.
She's learning. She took all of Aunt Bird's recipes. She calls her mom. Like, her mom is, like, helping her, like, cook all of these.
The mom comes because the mom is like, why did you invite that woman? First
right.
of all, to Thanksgiving. But then the mom...
Well, you know you like this man. Like, but then you're still in love with him.
But then the thing is, like, they're such a nice family because the mom is coordinating with Vashti because they know she's a sheriff. And because Vashti's like, what can you bring? And the mom's like, just bring... Like, she did bring some dishes, but they coordinated, like, what the mom was cooking. Yeah. And also Vashti didn't want to step on, like, her mom's toes.
I thought it was sweet.
Which was really sweet. And the mom just is like, what are you doing? If you're trying to get this man back, like, why are you inviting this person to Thanksgiving? They come to Thanksgiving, and here's the thing, which if I was Vashti, I would have ended the relationship or decided it's ending right there and then, because remember when the kids are like, oh, mom found the earrings, the turkey earrings, and I think also, for one of the first holidays, like, Yasmin is happy because, like, Yasmin is coming out of, like, the cloud she was in, right?
Yeah.
She's happy, she's smiling, but then when it goes around the table and she's saying what she's grateful for, and she's like, she's grateful for her kids because, like, if it wasn't for them, she wouldn't be here. And it's like registering in his head, like, she was in a dark place, right? Yeah. And he's just staring at her, right? And Vashti is clocking the fact that this man is just staring at his ex. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, I think she was at the head of the table. So if he's sitting here, right? Vashti's sitting next to him. Deja was sitting on the other side of him, I think. And she's like, he's looking at her because she's saying, like, oh my God, it was bad. Like her kids are the reason why she's here. Yeah. And then he eats, was it dessert? What was it? The stuffing?
The lemon cake.
What did she make?
The lemon cake was for Deja's birthday.
It was the stuffing, I think.
Yeah.
Is it the dressing?
Yeah, dressing.
dressing, stuffing, like dressing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm
Dressing.
from here. You know, it's a different thing. Anyway, well, you refer to it as dressing, right?
Yeah.
So the dressing, he takes a bite and it tastes like Aunt Bert's, and he looks. Was it Vashti? He looked to Vashti. Did you make it? Vashti was like, no. Was it the mom first? No, he looked to Vashti first, and
the mom.
The man like, who made it? And Vashti's looking at her kind of way because he likes what he's eating. And she was like, I made it. And Bert's spin. They start talking. It's like, you found the book, whatever. Like, I'd like to see it.
Because for a while she couldn't even open it. She couldn't like.
No, and so like they're having an exchange. It's like no one else is at the table.
You know that scene in Pride and Prejudice when they're dancing
and
like,
everybody disappears.
And literally just them two.
That's what I thought. Like everybody, and they're exchanging, and she gets uncomfortable. I think she moves or something, and you can tell. Oh, Vashti's head was down. She was like looking at her plate, and I think it says like. I think she was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "I'm fine, right?"
Meanwhile, she's like, "Okay, now I've been thinking that they're still in love with each other, but now I know."
It's just like over because everybody at the table has stopped what they're doing, and they were like,
and they invited like friends and
the people who work for them who maybe go to their families, and also I was just like, I feel sorry for Vashti, and after the whole thing,
I'm sorry, I did not feel sorry for her.
I was sorry for her in the sense like, this is not yours, this is not your man, like, ma'am, bow out.
I think I probably should have felt that way, but I was so
like,
it was so team Josiah and Yasmen, and I was like, get her out of here, like, yes.
I wanted her going, but I was like, if I was in her shoes, I would have been just like, I'm going.
Girl, I wouldn't even try to put myself in her shoes. I was just like, get her out of here.
I am out. I'm like, this man, I get it. Josiah's a catch is everything you've ever wanted.
He sells like scrumdiddlyumptious chocolate goodies.
Whatever, but it's just not yours. Mm-mm. It's Yasmin's man. Mm-hmm. And so, like, and the mom trying to play matchmaker, like, I think he tells her to go wait in the car, or she's going to go wait in the car, right?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
And the mom is like, there's something in the back.
He tells her to go to the kitchen, like,
and Vashti left
her Tupperware
or something like that.
She made beignets, right?
No. Did she make beignets?
I think she made beignets.
Well, so I know she brought some greens and some stuff from home.
Yeah, and she made beignets and greens.
And so he goes to the kitchen, and who was in the kitchen? Only Yasmin. Mm-hmm. And he's like, your mom said it. And he was like, no. But
yes,
also the mom was before she sent him back was like, what are you doing with that girl? Yeah. Like, anyone can see. Uh-huh. Like, you still have, like, there's something between you and Yasmin. You're going to hurt her. And he was just like, Mom, why you in my business?
Yep.
But he's like, okay, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow because they're going to
Charlotte to like scout out this next place for like Grits 2.0.
But the thing is that what Yasmin's mom told him stuck with him because when he goes home, and Vashti's trying to make him stay because I think they haven't been together like that since then because he felt guilty. Yeah. And so that's when he's like, sit down, let me talk to you, and he like tells her like,
and she knows like the moment she sits down, like.
He was just like, are you in love? He was like, I can't be with you and like, I'm thinking about another woman. Mm-hmm. And
but girl, I'm sorry, but that conversation had to hurt. I know I was like, it did. Get up out of here. But like,
now you see, it hurt.
Dang.
And so she tried, she was like, I think I'm going to need the wine. Because she was like, do you want wine? And she was like, I'll pour myself. Because she knew it was coming. Yeah. And he was like, and that's when she was like, I don't know if I can. Did she say something then, like, to see them, like, get back together? Because she knew they were going to get back together. Yeah. And he kept on assuring her, he's like, no, we're not getting back together.
Never going to happen.
Like, I'm just not, like, thinking about her. Mm-hmm. So they break up. Yasmin is none the wiser at this point.
She has no idea.
And also, like, he really kind of started flirting because also mom is messy. And also because she knows her daughter is not dressed. And sends Josiah upstairs to go hurry along. He was like, I'm with the kids, so she was something in the kitchen. Go check on her. And he walks into that room, and she's like in her underwear. And also Josiah is like a little cheeky because she's like, hello! And he's like, it's not anything I haven't seen.
Right. I've like seen before.
I haven't seen before. And also the fact that he's like looking at all her things thrown because she's not packed.
I was like, first of all, but I was like, thank you so much, Kennedy Ryan, for doing that scene because if that isn't me packing at the last minute, scrambling, like, I have an idea, but also, like, you know that she was feeling away, like trying to like, okay, what am I gonna wear? Like probably overthinking
And
what she was gonna pack because
like under because he picked it up and it's just like, what is Josiah going through? I think like this ain't your wife,
right.
I mean, in my head they were still married. All that little thing was a little interlude. They decided to have among themselves, but they go to Charlotte and Kennedy Ryan. We knew what you were doing, and I made Kennedy Ryan to confirm that their accountant, accountant person. Secretary did it on purpose. Yeah. So they get to Charlotte. Guess what? Because of their last names, the secretary booked them in one room, and apparently it's a conference happening in this hotel.
She didn't. But she
the secretary booked them in one room.
Oh.
And because there was a conference, she just thought wait and wait.
Mm-hmm.
And because and he said I told her. Whatever, I think he told his secretary book one room.
That'll be fine.
I think he was in it. This two need to get back together. Kennedy Ryan needs to
but not only one room, but Kennedy Ryan hits us with the oh so lovely one bed trope.
And so she's arguing this we can't do this, and it's like it's fine. And she's thinking you're with another woman. You're dating another woman who is like I'll sleep on the couch or something. I don't know. But then when they're going to the room because I feel like she was behind him or something, and he's on the phone with their accountant person talking about the room situation. And he's like, it's not a big deal. I think he's telling her, he's like, are you afraid of what Vashti is going to do? It's like, me and Vashti are not together. And then she overhears, and she's like, oh. And then she starts to say, I'm sorry to hear that you and Vashti broke up. And he's like, are you? And she doesn't answer.
She doesn't say anything. It's like you can see the wheels are turning it's about to go down.
They're not together. And so they go and meet the couple they're trying to buy the restaurant from, and the couple thinks they're together because these two are acting like a couple because they're sharing, feeding each other.
Try this.
Try these things, and they think they're together, and they're telling them how I think their love story, the couple's love story, and they're telling them there's something there. The guy told Josiah something if I had worth fighting for. He told him something whatever. And I think on the way back, is he grumpy?
Oh yeah, he's all in his chest, sir. Get out your
so or whatever. They get back to the hotel. They have their separate time. They order food. Mm-hmm. Is it after the food? Because the man gave him an old
Japanese
whiskey, and she's like, I know you're not gonna touch it. Breaks into there, and for the first time since they lost Henry. They have a candid conversation. Yeah. Because she opens it by asking him when she asked for the divorce. We go back, we find out what happened that night, right? And when she asked for the divorce, he left, and she asked him, "Where did you go that night?" Yeah. And for the first time, now they have a conversation, and he was like, "I went to my friend's house, got drunk, and whatever, cried, and slept on his couch." And then he asked her, "Did you because he didn't know how to say it, and he asked her did you really not want to be here? He was I don't know how to ask this question." He was trading lightly, did you not want to be here? Because based from what she said at Thanksgiving,
because I don't think she was still in the middle of her depression. She was still taking the kids to school, still helping with homework and that sort of stuff. She was still very much present, but not herself at all.
And she thought the kids didn't notice, but then remember her kid that said would see your eyes were bloodshot, when you pick us up from school from crying, you'd been crying older or something like that. And so she was it's not I didn't. She was I think she was trying to explain I just didn't want to be here. I wake up every morning, and the thing had happened. Henry was not here. And I just was I have to go through this day all over again. And the only thing that kept me getting out of bed was because I had to take care of my kids. I had to take them to school. I had to make sure they were fed. And I think it hit him for the first time, what she was going through was deeper than what maybe had thought. The fact, she was depressed. She was going through something crazy, and therapy, because he was because I think earlier in the book it made a comment she seems happy. I guess she must be on the right medication, because I know she said she had tried
different medications,
a few different medications
and therapists. But I'm with my job and like knowing kind of like the ins and outs, like, oh my goodness, like that had to have been like so challenging, like for her, like having to like try to find like the right therapist.
We're dealing with all of that.
And starting therapy is not an easy thing because you're constantly having to do intake with each new therapist, and then like giving all the background information. So you're constantly retelling this story and like giving all the background history and explaining like the entire situation every time you go to a new therapist.
And that's the thing I told you, like it's very labor taxing trying to find a new therapist because you're like combing through this and you're like, I don't want to, I'm trying my best to pick the rightest person from just their credentials so that I don't have to go through the process of retelling my whatever I'm going through or the trauma I'm going through, because you have to sit there, talk to them about what's going on. If it doesn't work out, we have to go through this again.
And it usually takes you like a session or two, or like
to get a report like, I trust you. Can I like we're vibing, whatever it is, like,
or to be like, hey, this actually isn't gonna work out. Like, I'm not getting anywhere with you. Let me like find somebody else.
Or there's just not the comfortability for me to sit here and just like talk to you, like tell you everything,
girl,
to get everything out of there. And so when he asked that, and remember, like his response was like, wasn't I also enough for you to stay? Like, what can you because.
When he said that, when I say I was like sobbing,
and I was just like this
like you were staying for your children, but like, what about me?
And I was like, this conversation was
so
long overdue. And I was like, this is so like, I know like everything happens in time and happens for a reason, but imagine if they had been in the space at the time when they were going through this to have the conversation they were having there. But I know that they wouldn't have had it because they were both not at the place to have it, and also Josiah was not even at the place where he was like dealing with his feelings.
And they both had like a huge amount of like guilt related around the situation, around like how the eruption happened, like why Henry died. So they're both like internalizing all of this guilt, and neither one of them like.
And he thought she was blaming him for not being there, and so
like a small part of her did, but like she was mainly blaming herself.
But remember how because in that moment he was like, wasn't I enough? And she was like, I was angry with you. And then he was like, oh, because I wasn't there. She was like, no, I was not angry with you like you were at the conference. Remember, I told you to go. I was angry with you because you were never, like, after the fact, like, you just didn't sit in my grief with me.
Yeah.
Like, you just wanted everything to be okay. And you were just, like, working. Like, I understand he was trying to save the business, but he thought that was the thing was going to make everything okay. When she was just telling you, like, I am in this place. I just need you to sit in my grief with me, and also he wouldn't go to therapy. Because she tries that
like multiple times.
Yeah, but I'm just like that having this conversation, and like, and I think at some point he had come to sit. She started crying because he came and sat
on the bed.
They were no, they were sitting on the chair like down. She had gone to the floor.
Oh yes, because
they were in the living room, and he came next to her, and so like she starts crying, and he just holds her until like she cries it all out. And then I think the point of views, the fact that I remember everything, the point of views changed.
I think I can make all this up to me.
The point of views changed, and I can't remember who it was, but she like they're really close to each other, and she's like, ask me again if I'm sorry that you and Vashti broke up, and he asked it, and she was hell no, just say hell no or whatever, and then like they kiss, right? And like,
baby, when I say it went down,
and like they kiss, and then he's like, he stops it because like he's going back to like, this woman has the power to destroy me, and so she's like apologizing, sorry, runs out of the room, and she's like, oh my god, trying to fall asleep, and then the door creaks open. What happens,
baby? Reunited, and it feels so good. Cause ma'am, but then also like you can tell like she's like I think, but she's like no. Okay, I may be confusing.
No,
I don't know. Like was she like ashamed of her body? He's like
no.
This is
no. She was fine.
She was okay.
No, I don't think. I think like her body had changed because like obviously she had children.
Yeah.
No, I think she was insecure about her body. No. And she had been doing yoga. He was like, everything was like snatched in the right places. Yeah. But the fact is, this man was lying to himself, thinking this was going to be a one-night thing.
They was just like, okay, this is only gonna happen once, and we both know. Like, y'all think like that's gonna happen once. Like, we just need to get it out of our systems, and we'll go back to the normal.
He literally thought like this was gonna be a one-night thing, and I was just like, man, no. And then,
but the kids call while they're like,
that was it. No, that was earlier in the day. Yeah, they didn't know they had one room. The kids call, and he comes on the bed,
and they're like sitting beside each other
like this. And then Kasim, he wrote little Kasim doing catch on, and Deja was like, "Why are you saying that?" And Deja, mind your business,
right?
Proper business. And then they're saying like, "Oh, we're eating in your mom's room," and Deja's like, I think Deja was having a hard time because she thought like mom caused all of this. Yeah. And so mom doesn't deserve dad, and so she was just like, you deserve to be miserable or something. Is it about to rain?
It looks like it. It's like some thunder. But like also Deja was just like, I think one, and I guess like that's the importance of like talking to your kids. And although Yasmin had a good relationship, Deja's only seeing like one side of this. She's only seeing this, like she's only seeing her dad like go and like put in all this effort, and like he's going to the restaurant and doing all these things and like trying to hold the family together.
But then I'm saying like, but also that's being a kid is like you don't know what's happening in behind your parents' like relationship every first. What she overheard that night was just her mom saying, "I want a divorce," and like him begging her not to do this. Yeah, and then she was like, fine, tore up the family. So like in her head, like mom tore up the family, and also not realize like mom was going through some things,
devastating
things, and also all they heard, also like what they were hearing were their arguments, because Josiah and Yasmin thought if they went all the way to the garage, the kids wouldn't hear them argue.
And these walls are thin.
So the kids would hear them argue, and the fact that Kasim would go jump in Deja's bed, and also Kasim was like, "Do you think mom and dad are gonna get divorced?" And Israel was like, "No, they're not gonna do that." And then they do that. Yeah. So there was that, and I think we skipped around a little bit.
We did. But so, anyways, they reunited in Charlotte. They come back.
They come back, and they were like, "We won't talk about this. Never happened.
We're gonna go back to our like normal co-parenting situation. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine." But so like when they got back, I'm forgetting his name. White man brings the Christmas tree.
Yes, he did.
And this was traditionally they used to do it as a family before like the divorce. After Thanksgiving, they'll go get it. But Josiah is driving Kasim to go get his haircut, and Kasim was like, "Mr. Blah 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 brought the Christmas tree," and that steering wheel went, and he was like, and so in his head is going like. He was like, he's in my home. Like, he just has this little fantasy imagination of this man in his home with this wife, and he's like...
His ex-wife.
He said his wife. He said my wife in his head, and he's like, she's not your wife. He kept on saying that. But he's like literally holding that steering wheel down, and he was like, was she with me and still dating this man? And so he's just like, I don't like this. And these people really are like, I don't know how they managed to keep this thing, but they're like, but he did mention like after they came back from Charlotte, like their relationship is the best it's ever been, like since they aired out everything that night. But nothing really remotely has happened between them till like New Year's Eve. That was Thanksgiving, so a month passes, right? Because when we get to New Year's Eve and she's like wearing her, is it the Tom Ford padlock shoes? She splurged on accessory. I was like, Josiah and Yasmin have money. We're just splurging. Whatever. But that her friends are there. Soledad's drive one husband. Edward, Hendricks are there, and she's like running around because she's doing the toast. When she goes down to the cellar, this is where because Vashti's looking at her a certain type of way. But she goes to the cellar, and this is where I'm just like, the little moments they had, I was just like, I would be confused if I was this one. Like, are we together? Because she goes down there talking, that chit-chatting, and you can tell, like, he asked her about, I thought you would be sort of, your congressman would want you by his side. And she's like, that's not my man. We're just friends.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, I thought he brought whatever the Christmas tree." Like he was also fishing for information.
He most definitely was.
Was fishing for information, but they decided to like he cracks open the champagne and they toast together. But he said, "Happy New Year." When they hug, right?
Vashti
He's like, "No." Before Vashti comes in, he says, "Happy New Year, baby," right? And they're like. This close to each other, right? Whispers in her ear. And I'm like, why are you calling her baby? Like, that just hella like messed with my head. And then Vashti comes in when they're all cuddled up together, and Yasmin is like, I cannot pull away from Josiah because we have nothing to hide to anyone. And so she extricated from herself from him very slowly, like it was nothing. Yeah. But Vashti was like, sorry to interrupt.
All extra salty and shady.
And all that stuff. I was like, oh, did you want something? It's like, I wanted to talk to Josiah. And the thing, I was really...
And she could have had that conversation with both of them, actually.
She could have. But I don't know why she was addressing him like...
He was the only manager, yeah.
But when she walks away, and in my head, I was reading the book, I'm like, I hope Yasmin Berta sneaks back and sees like, and she did that. And she's like, I don't know the devil that came over me, and she sneaks back to peer in, and she sees them hugging, and she didn't know what happened. I mean, we let her find out, like, she was like, I don't think I can stay here because I know you two are going to eventually get back, and I'm not going to see that.
I'll go to the Charlotte.
Can I be the head chef at the Charlotte? And when she saw them hugging, and she's like, are they getting back together? But I also feel like she was milking it because when Moses is giving the toast and it's New Year, she like got on her tippy toes, Vashti, and kissed him on the cheek, and I was just like, that's not your man.
Right. I think she had a hard time letting go. Like, she really liked Josiah, but like, she was made
way more
in his relationship than he was.
From the crowds were a game of their little relationships whenever like Yasmin was around. I felt like she was forcing it, like trying to force this man to be with him. Because remember when she at first found out they were together, and then they had a meeting with their business, whatever, accountant. And then Vashti had like come in the hallway, was trying to hug up on him, and he just seemed a little uncomfortable because he knew like he didn't want to like put it in Yasmin's face. So I'm just like, I don't know why you're trying to convince this woman.
Is his whole wife, mother of his children. They have been through devastating things together, and you think you just gonna like push up on him hard enough and like, man, he's gonna be like magically in love with you and forget all about Yasmin when she's over here looking like a whole 5-course meal every single day.
And he just keeps on saying like she's beautiful, saying all these things. But anyway, long story short, where are we? We're now at Deja's birthday. After
no,
wait,
we can't skip past the wheels
it's falling off. Okay, so after the toast, the New Year's toast.
Yes.
The night ends. She's gonna go spend the night at Hendrix's house with Soledad. Edward took all the kids or whatever. And
I'm sorry, like that man's name cannot be mentioned without me rolling my eyes.
Like scum of the earth, as my cousin would say, Satan's toenail. Edward. Anyway, he's lucky he's a fictional character. Anyway, so she takes like, because she sees that exchange with Vashti, I think she's in her head thinking like, oh, maybe they're getting back together. And she's been wearing...
Charlotte was like a one-time only situation.
She's been wearing her...
her wheel.
Her wedding ring and the wheel over her neck. And so they get to a fountain and doing like New Year...
It's like the fountain in the city of the
Skyland. And she throws it in, and then she has an epiphany going like, what am I doing? Like, no. And the fact is, like, I love how friends are gay because they all got in there. What are we looking for?
Everybody's in the whale, like
look at the little fountain. What are we looking for? And it's cold because this is winter.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll explain later. And then she makes a promise to herself, like, if I'm given the opportunity to tell him how I feel,
if I find this, if I'm given the opportunity,
like, I'm gonna do it. And then I think we skipped Deja's birthday. And he comes to Deja's birthday. She bakes the cake.
She bakes Aunt
limoncello cake.
Limoncello cake.
You know, we need to bake that cake.
We should. I should have bought some limoncello baked from Italy.
Right. I didn't think about that. And the recipe's in there.
It is. Actually, we should
have another little session. We should make it. I can show you.
We should do it.
We should go get ingredients and bake.
We should.
Pick the recipes we want. And also, is the vinaigrette in there too?
Yes, the vinaigrette is in there.
Okay, yeah, we're baking the limoncello cake.
So we're actually together.
Obviously, it's for the first time. It's not like in different places. Yeah. This is rare.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna bake the cake. I know. It's good to see you too. bye for now. This was long. We have to chop it up, but yeah,
So you get at least 2 episodes out of this one because it's
it's
quite
long. Yeah.
yeah.
Bye.